Hello, guys. Welcome back to another episode of Tales of Olympus, the podcast where we dive into the wildest, most dramatic, and sometimes just downright unbelievable stories from Greek mythology. I'm your host, Ariel, and if you're new here, welcome. You just joined a community of mythology fans who love hearing these stories retold in a fun and modern way. And today my voice sounds weird because, I have a cold because, winter and the temperature today just dropped a few more degrees down. So, yeah, apologies. And today we are talking about the planets. Did you know that every time you say the name of a planet, you're actually speaking the name of a Greek or Roman god? Let's begin. We have to start with the boss of the day, the sun. In Greek myths, this is Apollo, or Helios in older stories. Apollo is the god of music, archery, and truth. Think about the sun's high score. It's 1.3 million times bigger than Earth. Apollo doesn't just sit there. He drives the golden chariot across the sky every single day. For more details, you can find out the Apollo versus Helios episode back in season 2. And you can imagine Apollo waking up, his hair glowing like actual fire. He hooks up 4 horses that breathe smoke and fire. Is the world ready for another masterpiece? Let's turn up the brightness to 100%. Hold on tight, horses. We've got a sky to conquer. Apollo is the reason we have light to read our books. He's the original creative genius who lights up the world. Next up is the planet Mercury. The first planet, the closest to the sun, is Mercury. This planet is the closest because it moves the fastest. Mercury is the Roman name of Hermes, the god of speed, messenger, and thieves. So, it can zip around the sun in just 88 days. This is perfectly named. He's the guy with the talaria, the winged sandals. And because the planet Mercury is so close to the sun, it's basically a giant rock being overcooked. It's freezing cold at night and boiling hot during the day. That's just like Hermes. He's always moving between the world of the living and the underworld. And now we look at the brightest thing in the sky after the moon, Venus. It's so beautiful it was named after the goddess of love and beauty, Aphrodite. It's the hottest planet in the galaxy. It reaches up to 480 Celsius. It's also the brightest. That fits Aphrodite perfectly. She is the beautiful and the hottest goddess. Next up is Earth. And Earth is Gaia, one of the first primordial goddesses. Earth, where we all live, is the only place where life is seen. Well, so far, maybe one day we'll discover some aliens. But anyways, next up, Mars. It's red, it's dusty, it's named after the Greek god of war, Ares, and the Roman name, Mars. Why is it red? Because it's science. It's the iron oxide. It's rust. But in mythology, it's the color of the blood spilled in battle. Ares doesn't do peaceful. He's the god of combat. Imagine Ares standing on the surface of Mars, looking down at Earth with his 2 sons, Phobos and Deimos.
Do you see that, boys? That's our playground. Every time they argue, our planet glows a little bit brighter. No one beats my score on the battlefield.
And here's a little fun fact. The 2 moons of Mars are actually named Phobos and Deimos. Even the planet's moons are scared of it. It's the ultimate danger zone of the solar system. And now we reach the big boss, Jupiter. It is so big that you could fit like 1,300 Earths inside it. It makes sense that it's named after the king of the gods, Jupiter in Roman and Zeus in Greece. Jupiter is a gas giant with a great red spot, which is actually a storm that's been raging for hundreds of years. That's Zeus's temper right there. He doesn't just throw one bolt, he throws a whole hurricane. Jupiter also has 95 moons. Many of them are named after Zeus's love interests from the myths, like Io, Europa, and Callisto. Zeus likes to keep his high score circle very large. If Earth is a studio, Jupiter is a galactic empire. And then we have Saturn. It's famous for its beautiful rings, but its history is dark. It's named after Saturn, the Roman name for the Titan, Kronos. You can go back to our first episodes, The Origin of the Gods Part 1 and Part 2. Kronos is the father of time, and he was the guy who tried to eat his own children. The rings of Saturn look like a crown, but some myths say they are the chains of time that keeps the Titan locked away. Ooh, spooky! And just a fun fact, Saturn is the furthest planet you can see with just your eyes. It represents the limit of what humans can see, the limit of time itself. And the very last few is the planets that most people forget. We're talking about the king of the sea, god of the sky, and the king of the dead. First is Uranus. The planet is a beautiful cyan blue, and it's unique because it rotates on its side. It basically rolls around the sun like a bowling ball. It's named after the original god and primordial god of the sky, Uranus. He was the father of the Titans and the grandfather of Zeus. In the myths, Uranus was the literal sky that covered the earth. The planet is freezing, minus 224 degrees Celsius. That fits Uranus perfectly, because he was a cold, distant father who didn't even like his own children. Planet's 27 moons were named after Shakespeare characters, making it one of the most poetic places in the galaxy. But surprisingly, my name Ariel is one of the moons of Uranus. It's the fourth largest moon of Uranus and the second closest of the 5 major moons. That's literally so cool. Last but not least of our 8 big planets is Neptune. It is so far away that it takes 165 years to go around the sun once. It is named after the Roman god of the sea, Neptune, or rather, Poseidon. The planet has the fastest winds in the solar system, over 2,000 kilometers per hour. Imagine Poseidon standing on the surface of Neptune, swinging his trident through the frozen clouds. You think the oceans on Earth are wild? You haven't seen anything until you've seen a storm on my planet. Here, the winds never stop and the bloom never ends. This is me! Neptune has 40 moons. And the biggest one is Triton, named after Poseidon's son. Triton is even cooler because it orbits the planet backwards. Even in space, Poseidon's family likes to break the rules. Finally, we reach the edge of the known map, Pluto. In 2006, the science gods decided Pluto wasn't a full planet anymore, but a dwarf planet. This is the ultimate truth in mythology. Pluto is named after Hades, the god of the underworld, and as many other planets, its Roman name is Pluto, and the Greek counterpart is Hades. Because Hades was exiled from Mount Olympus to live in the dark, the planet Pluto also was exiled from the main planet list to live in the Kuiper belt. Pluto is made of rock and ice, and it has a moon named Charon, the name of the ferryman who carries souls across the river Styx. It's a dark and lonely place, but not necessarily a bad place. And that's it for today, and I apologize, but today we do not have enough time for the golden artifact and the constellation corner, so next time it'll return. Yeah. And that's the end of today's episode. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I'm going back to somehow cure my cold. And my name is Ariel. I'm 11 years old, and I will see you next episode. Bye!